Okay, I'm pretty excited about essay number 71. So we're going to be reading about New Zealand in a moment, but here in this beautiful book, it's called American Miscellany, published in 1865. Apparently they were very interested in conserving ink and paper and wanted to fill every little spot with a little something. So in between essay number 70, which was about the wasp family, and essay number 71, we've got a little blurb here on page 163. It's a little paragraph about reason. Right. Reason. It is the pilot of human life and steers it steadily through wild and tempestuous seas, amid the rocks and shelves of fortune and folly, ignorance and error, and the thousand snares of the world. It is this alone that enables man to despise imaginary evils and vanquish real ones. It arms the mind with true and lasting magnanimity, and furnishes it with solid comforts, and teaches it to extract life and health, virtue and wisdom, out of the madness and mutability of men and fortune, like antidotes and cordials, out of things poisonous and baneful in their nature. All right, excellent. Let's get into essay number 71. It's about New Zealand. So we're reading American Miscellany, published in 1865. We are still on page 163, and let's learn a little bit of something about New Zealand. Right. The two islands in the South Pacific Ocean, constituting what is known as New Zealand, was first discovered by Tasman. In the year 1642, he traversed the eastern coast from latitude 34 to 43 degrees and entered the strait called Cook's Strait. It was supposed from the period of its first discovery to the time of the enterprising Captain Cook that the strait entered by Tasman separated an island from some vast southern continent. But the British navigator who sailed around both islands in the years 1769 and 1770 completely removed this error. The two islands that go by the name of New Zealand are situated between 34 degrees 22 minutes and 47 degrees 25 minutes south latitude, and between 166 and 180 degrees east longitude. The northernmost of these islands is called by the natives Iahino Maue, and the southernmost Tavai, or Tovi Punamu. Upon referring to the map of this country, it will be seen that Iahino Maue, or the northern island, running from the North Cape, which is in latitude 34 degrees 20 minutes south, to Cape Palliser in 41 degrees 36 minutes south, contains 436 miles in length, and taking the medium breadth, which varies from 5 miles at Sandy Bay to 180 at the East Cape, at about 60 miles. This extent will include 26,160 square miles, while Tavai Punamu, the southern island, extending from 41 degrees 30 minutes to 47 degrees 25 minutes south, stretching 360 miles in length and estimating its medium breadth at 100 miles, contains not less than 36,000 square miles. Several missionary stations have been established here for the double purpose of civilizing the natives and instructing them in the truths of the Christian religion. And the missionaries continue struggling against the serious obstacle opposed to their progress from the ferocious habits and superstitions of the natives. It was in the year 1814 that the first missionary settlers were established among the New Zealanders on the Bay of Islands by the Reverend Samuel Marsden. Several New Zealanders who were brought to New Holland and had there an opportunity of witnessing the arts and improvements of civilized life have been of great service to the missions. The features of these islanders are better known to us than those of any others in that distant region, in consequence of the practice which exists of partially embalming their dead. And the head of a New Zealand chief is as frequently seen in our museums as any common specimen of stuffed animals. God. Wow. Our engraving represents a party of devoted missionaries accompanied by natives passing through a swamp, an occurrence not unfrequent in traveling in New Zealand. The scene here represented took place in the journey of the missionaries to Mata Mata, one of the southern stations. The European to the left is intended for the Reverend Henry Williams, the one on the right for Mr. Morgan, who, having slipped into a hole, is being helped out by the natives, and the two in the center for the Reverend A.N. Brown and Mr. Fairburn. Difficulties like these, however, are far less serious than many others which the missionaries have to encounter in New Zealand. The baggage required by the missionaries in these journeys is carried by the natives on their backs, as shown in the engraving. All right, let's take a look at this engraving. It's actually printed this way, so let's see if we can get a nice close-up. Beautiful. You can kind of see a nice little swamp there, falling in the hole. So, New Zealand, 1865.